saying? Backed by
100%.
data and history, and so yeah, I'm with you.
No, you're right. I mean, even with Fortnite, right? So Fortnite was a test, and it wasn't even an open world multiplayer. It was a zombie killer that you built. You built on. Like you got to build your tower, and you fought against zombies. That's what was Fortnite in the beginning. And when they figured out, and it was still free play, when they figured out how, that whole multiplayer battle royale, I mean, they were the first ones. That technological advancement now has all of the AAA titles that, and then now they also have the IP, which again is that icing on the cake,
Yeah, correct. Fortnite did a amazing transition, bro. But that's what great companies do.
Yeah, they like night and day changed the game space, bro.
Yeah. And another thing that you see happen all the time, right? Is you see these, and it's going to happen, and people don't need to be caught up on it, because it will happen. It's where you see these big IPs, see all this money being made by these companies that have no IP, but they're great product, and they think that their name is so heavy in their sector that they can drop a video game and people just run to it off the IP, which people will run to it, and they will get their initial money. But the thing about the video game, when they do that, we're just out of $60. When they start to do it in these NFT projects, and you see it already starting up now, when they start to do these metaverses, and it's not a product that people can enjoy because they have no idea what they're doing in this space. It's going to be a lot of people caught holding some bags, man, and we'll be out here running around with our, generic video games that is done right and correctly, and, be out here enjoying a fantastic product, man. But I think I see them coming into the space and just thinking that their IP is going to hold them down, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to just suck it into that and buy into it, and, Pepsi Land, or like that.
No, I agree. I mean, take a look at the Avengers video game that was released. It's like the most visually stunning game, right? You have the first time experience to be able to play these characters on a very high resolution graphical level. But the game is just not fun. The game is very repetitive, and overall, it's just not a good experience.
Yeah, no loop system, no replay value.
But yeah, exactly. Yep, thank you. Exactly my point there. It's interesting, when you see things like that. But then we got people like Fortnite, where they have that formula just so down packed, where now you can actually start having IP on this kind of level, and yeah, man, it just adds to the experience at that point. But they had to set up that ground first.
Yeah, Fortnite did it right, bro. They're a monster.
Yeah, that's a formula right there, bro. Hey, man, it got so big, Apple got stirred. You know what I'm saying?
Fortnite is and they got the people behind them now too. So, I don't know how the blockchain maintains that kind of volume with kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you? Because now that it's money in play, like it's all good when you're doing it with gyms, but there's a reason why VEVE is now an 18 and plus. You know what I'm saying? Entry level.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
it's no longer gym.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I mean, even now, like, if you look at, like, FIFA, I mean, you can sell your FIFA points, if you really wanted to for like, a value. But, like, Yeah, man. I mean, I used to buy FIFA points as a kid in the aftermarket because I didn't want to grind to get certain players, you know, like Ibrahimovic, you know. I wanted Noir, I think his name was, the goalie from Germany, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. But, like, I think that they would pretty much just set guidelines where you can buy off of the app, but you, like the child itself, maybe wouldn't have the ability to physically cash out. You know what I'm saying? Like they would be closed in that ecosystem. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
You know, and Crypto, that game, Fortnite, bro, like I played every day when I'm home, and let me tell you, it's like the only game that holds my attention. All the other games, I just can't. Even good games, it doesn't hold my attention. It's because the way they do things, honestly, it's very engaging. And I was playing with Scott yesterday, and we were having a blast with the whole update with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
it was like it was awesome.
No, I get it.
I'm getting out there on Dragon Ball Z, man. I gotta see what that's like. I downloaded it last night, and I'll have a little extra time today. What consoles are y'all on?
I play Xbox, but like my whole thing is I actually don't. Yeah, I don't like the play style of a battle royale. Period. That's just me. So I don't play any game related to a battle royale style. I don't like that progression. I'm a grinder, so like I don't like my progression to be lost. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
Yeah, so that's why I actually personally don't even go near any of those games point blank. I don't play Warzone. If I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing like regular multiplayer, you know, that kind of thing. I get it. I understand why people play it.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
And you keep your skins forever too. So if you buy something, you keep using it a year later, 2 years later.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I'm talking about like progression overall and gameplay.
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. You are more of a RPG kind of style play, as opposed to
absolutely
rinse and repeat, right? Like you like to see a number. You're like me. Which is probably why I don't really like. You know, never really got into. Well, that ain't why I did. But I got tired of 8-year-old and 12-year-olds kicking my ass and talking shit. So I couldn't. I know I didn't have enough time in the day to get good at it. You know what I'm saying? So them little kids out there, and just everybody on Fortnite is just crazy with it, bro. They just on a whole nother level that you just gotta train your muscles and hand-eye coordination on, bro. But it's interesting that Fortnite grabbed a hold of a particular style of gamer and kept their attention without giving them anything outside of skins that they can hold on to. So their approach wasn't self-gratification of leveling up and achieving this never-ending number that they keep pushing up with updates like RPGs. They're the grind.
Winner, dinner.
Understand? Digital collectors. And that's fascinating to me because now these millions and millions of people that are playing Fortnite, these billions of dollars that's being generated is being generated off the premise of collecting and holding rare exclusive items in the form of skins, which is a digital asset. They priming them for the introduction of the NFT takeover. You know what I'm saying? And they're cool with going out there, doing something for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, and then all of their stats reset. Because you know what? I bought the skin for $7.99 or $12.99, and I want someone else who has something that I'm trying to achieve to get that particular skin. And the game is fun. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy to see unfolding, bro. But please believe that what Fortnite is doing is creating a whole bunch of kids that are collectors. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't collecting on Fortnite, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm good, man. Appreciate it. If you ain't collecting on Fortnite, then you're doing it wrong.
to be a little biased, the one thing I will say is when I do game, I always talk about NFTs, and a lot of gamers also consider it a negative thing, at least amongst their own space when it comes to gameplay style and replayability. Yeah, I think a lot of gamers that I've always talked to, like when I like Halo and people in games like that, they just don't. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, but
again, that's like the
yeah, bro. Like that's what anything new that people aren't educated on, right? It's just they're not educated on it. It ain't that they don't like it; they don't know what it is, so that they can only talk about what they hear people talking about as far as NFTs. And the people that they're around that they hear talk about NFTs don't know either. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear that. I mean, I guess the one thing I can say is that I pick up is that you know we play games to escape. We play games to relax. Some people play it as a job, you know, but for the most part, people play games for experiences. And the fear is that it becomes a job. And I played a lot of NFT games right now, and that's kind of the problem that I see, is that it does feel, it ends up becoming and feeling like a job, not really, okay, let's go play this and figure this out. No, it's like, okay, I got to go do this today so that way I can get this. You know, it's interesting. I think we'll get that common mix eventually, though, but we got to go through that rough phase.
yeah, it's when I hear people talk about NFTs, whatever, it's kind of like me listening to older people talk about social media. When MySpace came out, it's really like a kid thing. There wasn't a lot of older people going on out there. There wasn't a lot of communities around that social platform. They didn't see the use cases because it hadn't been around long enough for those use cases to be created and the demand being made on it. The same thing's going to happen with NFTs and the blockchain, period. Like, don't nobody know what it is because it's not a huge community out. There's only 1% of people out in this community right now. So the things that we're going to be enjoying 5 years down the road, but now look at everybody that has, every company has a Facebook. Every person in that company has a Facebook or a Twitter. And this is how they communicate. This is how they do business. This is how, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how they promote. This is how they sell. And it's a lot bigger, 10 years down the road. And that's just where we're at right now, man. It's like, it's not going to all be about gaming. And NFTs is just not for the metaverse. It's just not for gaming. The blockchain is just not for NFTs and the metaverse. Yeah, they're going to be able to, evolve the gaming format and the experiences of it. And, socialization and stuff like that is going to be evolved into something different. But that's going to be a small portion of what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that people won't accept that until the bigger names is, because at the end of the day, majority of people don't have time to understand it. How many hours we have put in so far. Just think of how many hours you personally have put in just on understanding the blockchain and where you're even comfortable enough to invest in it. Majority of people don't care to do that, so they're not going to jump into it the same way we did as early as we did, so it may feel like it'll never happen. But that's only because the other people aren't forcing it down their throat. Once the other people are forcing it down their throat because they figured out a way to monetize it or they got things set up to monetize it, then it'll be a little bit different. Those same people that you hear talking about they hate NFTs is going to be buying them at the top. You know what I'm saying? Or going out of their way to be a part of it because now it's accepted because this person or this group is involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Or this game or this comic book, company is fully supporting and promoting and stuff like that. So, I feel like I'm smart enough to understand where the trends are going, and I don't see how in 5 years every major company isn't having their hand in something blockchain related. It's just in 5 years, I don't know.
Oh.
Just see.
Who's just seen a picture of me? What's happened?
Man.
I never understood why people do stuff like that. It's like, do you really have to be so immature to like come into a space and be an idiot?
Well, that's how you can tell that gamers are here, bro. It's the same thing they do.
Maybe he was getting a orgasm from learning from NFTs. Anyway, Crypto Kaki, as you were saying.
Yeah, man. But nah, man, that's just my take on it, man. Are y'all looking at it a little different? Like, what are y'all's views on what it looks like in 5 years? Is it 20% of the people instead of 1% is involved in it? Because 20% is still a heavy number, bro.
I think the Metaverse Web3 is going to be heavily adopted by mass market. I really think so, because the way big brands are entering it, the way socials are entering it, it basically, even if they don't care for it today, they're going to be brainwashed to care for it. And that's the truth. Like, that's how this world operates. They basically advertise you something until you get it and until you enter it. That's how this works. So basically, what's going to happen is all those people that are against it, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those big social platforms are going to basically have all this amount of companies advertising. So they're going to have a large amount already advertising. Plus, Facebook and Twitter, well, those are going to do their own advertising because they want to bring all those people in. The Web3 is basically a more experience-driven experience than like Web2, where you can be on your phone, whatever, but you can put on your headset and be inside the game. Or so it's just going to be a lot more fun if you want to put it that way. So one way or another, they're going to want to be part of it because eventually it's going to become very popular, right? And then people are going to want to join in. The only ones that might not join in are people that are past a certain age, like maybe people that are just way older and they don't really care for technology or anything like that. But everybody that's like under 50 or even under 60. I can see a lot of people, even older people, will still love it. It's just that I feel like the younger people are going to be more in tune with it because they're easier to adapt. But even older people are still going to even come in because they want to have that experience. So I feel like it's going to be massive amounts of people coming in every day once the technology is properly in place. So right now we're getting like little bits because there's so much going on in the world that people are just not really focused. But when things kind of change and there's not so much going on in the world, like COVID, just kind of like whatever, we're just getting there. The war in Ukraine it's over or ease off. So about a year and 8 months or so, when the bull market starts, I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more adoption than we think. We're still going to bring in people from now to them. It's just that there's going to be a period of time where it's just going to be like, boom, where a ton of people come in. It's going to require, obviously, pioneer companies to help. It's not going to be one company. It's going to be multiple companies. They're going to do different things. Like socials are going to advertise you, hey, you can own your PFP and be cool. That's going to be one thing. The TikTokers are going to need some content. So if they have like AR collectibles or AR NFTs that they can play with, they can do content with, they can do that. There's so many ways to bring people in. And socials is the number one way to do it. And they're already on board. So, and then the gaming is the sector that we need. So we would need a pioneer company to be very good with NFTs and like a carbon neutral company that's like all about nature and it has really good NFTs and a good value for them to start joining. Having a lot of YouTubers talk about it, basically over and over and over and over until people get it. It's going to take a lot of companies to cover different sectors, but it's going to happen because there's money there. There's people that literally would become wealthy just from start to finish on starting these projects because they're so fresh, they're so new. There's so many sectors that are basically untouched or hardly touched. So to say that mass market won't be coming in when all these big companies are, it's silly. It really is. Like, people are gonna want NFTs more than they want like physical things that are not like super high-end collectibles, of course. So yeah, I think it's gonna be heavily adopted. It's just gonna take some time because it's like any new every new technology. It takes years and years and years to be heavily adopted. It's completely normal. If you look at the Web 2 or Web 1, whatever you want to call it, internet, people were fighting the internet back in the day, bro. People were like, what is this thing, the internet? Look on YouTube commercials and media talking about like internet. What is the internet? Is this like a fad or fad where it just passes away and then nobody cares? People were literally thinking the internet was going to go away or it was going to be useless. And the internet dominates everybody's life now. That's literally how everything starts. The technology starts just like that. Nobody cares. That's never going to roll. And slowly consumes and slowly gains traction, slowly gains territories. If it's making money, companies are going to go for it and they're going to push as much as they can. So that's what I think will happen.
No rebuttal for that or no comments for that. Good afternoon, Orderly. Hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, just driving.
Good. Are you on your lunch break or heading home?
Just starting. I was out late last night. I was going to tell you guys though. I made some progress with my niece. Today was her first day at school, and she had like her new sneakers on. She had like Def Leppard shirt. She looked cool, right? So my brother, he's like, "Oh, Addie, you look cool," and she's like, "What's that?" No one uses those words anymore. And then I said, "Addison, you look lit." And she got all excited. And I told her that I learned that from Twitter Spaces.
We lit.
Just out of interest, sorry, Ado, ATL, would that phrase come from the fact that you're high?
No.
Because when you say like we lit, I got the impression it's like because we're lighting up a joint. So I just didn't want Orderly sending his niece into school with the phrase "we lit." Like,
I thought it was like
we're in a good place. That's all.
Yeah, I thought it was like the new fire, like instead of saying fire, so say you're
which
lit.
is fine, and it's perfectly fine because now I know that. But in the back of my head, because I know of some people's recreational activities, when everyone's like, "We're lit," yeah, we're definitely lit. I just thought you were talking about it's just the expression to say you're completely gone on and you're completely like high. So I just wanted to just put that out in case Orderly Sneaks is walking around school saying I'm lit. What? Where did you hear that from? Oh, my uncle Orderly. What does he do for a living? Dum dum dum.
Yeah, please. Yeah, man. What's up, man?
Yeah, so Orderly, so I've finished for the day. And my big decision tonight is, do I go for Japanese, Indian, or Italian food?
Indian or Japanese?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm leaning towards Japanese. A nice katsu curry. Yes.
Yeah, I like.
Does anyone know what line the Spaces title is from? What movie it's from?
Doesn't ring a bell right now.
Anyone? Going once? Going twice?
Sold.
Sold. It's from The Shining.
Ah.
When you remember when he's typing on the typewriter, he just continue writing the same thing over and over again. Anyway, there you go.
Orderly, are you getting your power shut down today?
Power? No.
Yeah, freaking Smud is shutting down power from 9 to 2.
I don't live in the big city, Adriel. I don't live in the big city.
Well, they're shutting down some power for some people from 9 to 2, and we have a heat freaking advisory. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, you want to shut down people's power when there's a heat advisory? Like, how does that make any sense? I don't know what they're trying to fix or what. I don't know if maybe some of the sectors are in danger for fire, but like, it's ridiculous to shut people's power down for hours when there's a heat wave. Like, you know, when it's heat advisory. Like yesterday was like 109. Like, can you imagine having no power for a couple hours at 109? That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, it's painful. That's when you that's when you go to the mall and just hang out at the mall.
yeah, but when you have dogs, you can't take your dogs to the mall. When do you want to leave your dogs in the house and then, you know, in that kind of heat? So I'm just not sure how fast it will get hot. I don't think it would get hot quickly, but I'm dropping off my dogs with a friend while they do that, whatever they're doing while I work.
What's funny is I have one of our dogs. We keep our house real cold because I like the cold. But one of my dogs doesn't. I don't think likes the cold. So she likes to go out and hang out in the garage where it's hot as hell. And she'll just once she gets out of the garage, it's hard to bring her back in.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. I mean, it's 9 to 2, but you know, you just you never know. It sometimes it can get hotter, so it's like. But again, why are they doing that during the day? I feel like
it makes sense, doesn't it? Because most people, I guess, work 9 to 5. So if that's their thinking behind it. So if it's off from 9 to 2, it won't affect as many people as if it was maybe from 5 in the evening onwards or midnight to 9.
Or do it overnight, like maybe like 2 a.m. to something. I know it would lose.
Well, the reason they're shutting it down, Adriel, is there's a huge heat wave this week, and they shut it down during the peak hours because that's when it gets overloaded. Shutting it down at night doesn't help with overloading the system.
Oh, so they're choosing some people to suffer to bring down the energy force, so like it doesn't overwhelm them. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they don't want the whole system to crash.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe invest in a generator.
Unfortunately, I can't because I live in an apartment. They should invest in a generator. They're too cheap. They're like, oh, go to Folsom, man. They have like a cooling area. I was like, bruh, a cooling area? Are you fucking serious? Like, what is this, Armageddon? Like,
why don't you put on your Oculus and go to the Antarctic?
Yeah, like, I'm just like, these people and their ideas, like, bruh. Like, we have dogs, we got groceries. Like, what's gonna happen to my fridge? You know, am I gonna have to throw away half my food?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, you'll be okay for 3 hours, Adriel. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. The world is not coming to an end.
Yeah, it's actually 5 hours. 5 hours. Previous.
So if y'all want Inspector Gadget, it's out right now.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, your dog should be fine too, Adriel. If because when the power goes out, like if you've had the air running and then the power goes out, it's going to take longer than 3 hours to bring your apartment to a temperature where it'd be an issue for the dog.
It's 5 hours. Literally, it's supposed to be from 9 to 2.
Yeah, I think you'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I have my neighbor too next door that he said that he's gonna be home. So if he feels like the apartment gets too hot, he will let me know too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pump that AC, so when it hits that time, it can hold the cool air inside with the insulation. Just don't open no doors.
Yep, exactly. Or you can always just FaceTime me and I can show you how cold it is at the moment, if that makes you feel any better. I might flick on my light on and off as a little show for you. You can just call me and I'll go off, on. I can do that for a few minutes. I can open my fridge, get a few ice cubes, make some more. Yeah. Yeah, there used to be blackouts all the time where I used to live, Adriel. There used to be days at a time. So I used to make sure the freezer was as on the deepest setting. That's the other thing to do, right? If there's stuff, if you know things that can like go in the freezer, like I don't know, you might be better off keeping things in the freezer until the work's done, so it will never sort of defrost. And then once the light's back on, you cook it or do what you want to do with it.
It's possible that they might not even have to do it because I think they only will have to do it, if their system gets to a point where.
Oh God damn it! So it hasn't even happened yet.
No, they haven't done it.
Right, okay. I thought you were going through the struggle right now, Adriel. Christ. Let's
no, it just hit 9 just now. Like it just hit 9. It's like
it's only in the area, at least in the area I'm in. It's only supposed to be 103 today, so you should be fine.
Yeah. Well, the heat wave or heat, whatever that thing's called, it is set for Sacramento. Yeah, but it actually looks like you're right. It's not actually as hot as we thought it was going to be. It's actually going to be 94, 98. So what? Less than 100 until 2. And then at 4 o'clock, gets to 101. That's not terrible. Maybe they won't even have to do that horrible thing, the horrible crime.
The luxuries of being on the San Andreas fault line, ain't it?
Well, dude, I was gonna have like 2 fans. I was gonna have like a little thing of ice. Have like 2 portable fans in front of it, like blowing air at my dogs. But I don't even know if I need that. No,
just put it in the freezer.
The best thing I get out of this conversation is you really love your dogs. So I'm sure it sounds like they're well.
Did you just say to put my dogs in the freezer?
Yeah, just for a little bit. So
what the hell?
I will come back.
Yeah, I don't think they'll like that.
What about your dogs are little? You can just throw them in the refrigerator. Just put a little bed on one of the shelves.
Yeah, I don't think they like that either.
Can't you just run a bath and then keep the water in it, and then they can sit in it?
Yeah, like swans.
I don't like.
I was reading something. I don't know how truthful. I don't know how accurate this is, but my wife, because we have 2 dogs, so she reads about dog stuff all the time. But she was telling me that it's bad to leave dogs in an area with water for a long time, like in a pool or in a bath, anything like that, for long periods of time, because they don't know to stop drinking the water, and eventually they die of water poisoning.
How does that equate to like dogs in the wild then, orderly? Do they just go to the pool and just drink till they drop dead?
No, I don't know. No, it's like, because she was looking, what she wanted to do at our house is she wanted to just keep the dogs in the pool when it gets hot. But she was researching that, and it said don't do that. Like, don't keep them in an area where they're like in the pool, or because she really wanted to get one of those like little kiddie pools. where they're and put like 5 inches of water in it or whatever, and this website was telling her that's a bad idea. I don't know. This is her idea. She was just relaying it to me, and I was half listening.
You mean you were listening 100% orderly, and you were saying, yes, my dear, you are 100% correct?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. But, yeah, I don't have pets. But there used to be a Chinese shop in the 80s, a Chinese, like, takeaway that got, like, shut down because they found, like, dogs and cats in the back of the hangout. They were using that as meat. Yeah. The old dog and rice, we used to call it. Should we go for a dog and rice? Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Adriel, is your weather report over? Can I change the heading now?
You got it, brother.
Good.
Just change the title to Adriel's dog is hot.
Yeah, I just put the AC super cold. So if the power goes away, at least it'll be cold in here in the apartment. I honestly don't think it's gonna be that bad. But my other half was like, oh no, the dogs, they're gonna be like so hot. We gotta take it to someone to take care of them for a bit. How funny if the other person lost power but we didn't. That would be hilarious. Hey, by the way, quarterly is like a big chunk of people.
You what?
No, it's like a big chunk of people. Like a large pocket.
So what do you think this... Oh, go ahead, Audley.
I was going to ask, what county do you live in? Just Sacramento County?
Sacramento County, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Placer County.
Yup. Yeah, Sacramento County's not bad. But I think one day I'll move to Folsom. It's like when I am actually making the money I'm supposed to be making, I'd move to Folsom. But until then, no point moving right now with this bear market. It's just, you know how it is in California. Everything is expensive, and I get paid commission mostly. So when things are down, I get paid less. And so, yeah, that's the one advantage that non-commission people have. It's like, it can be down 80% in the market or whatever, and you still make your stable income. I don't. Mine is just dependent on the market. Depending on the markets, if the economy is down, it brings down my pay because it's harder to make sales.
Oh yeah, mine's just stable. Mine's fixed. So up or down, it stays the same.
Yeah, I need to get a job like that.
And Alfred from the Digital One set, the quick sales 146. That ain't bad right there for that one.
I've been trying to find someone that has an extra Necron that I can just hold and make a deal with.
Well, that's what I'm on too. I got some low mints. Oh, but shit, you got the other one, must be the legendary.
Yeah, I have this Sinestro. I don't have the Necron though, and I don't feel like paying that money for it.
I feel it. Did you pull the other one?
No, I had a bunch of the event cards, and someone traded me it for a set of event cards, both physical and digital, minus the mythic. So I just mailed them like the physical for all the event cards and the digital.
That's crazy. For like 150. Well, I guess you gave him the physicals too.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, that makes it worth it. The physicals, because they so hard to get.
Well, and I let them choose the mint, so a lot of them were low mint type stuff, like 3-digit or like 1,000 type mints.
Ah, okay. Nah, that's lit right there. Yeah, I got mines. I got the Mythic. That's the only physical I got. I need whatever dude I need all the other ones physical. I just got the Mythic, but I got them on digital, I meant.
But you have a physical Mythic?
Yes. And digital.
Cool.
Yeah, I figured that was the hardest one to get, so I started that way.
Hey, did that VEVE auction go this morning? Was that this morning?
Yeah, I didn't see nothing on it.
Do you know what it went for? I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Did it even happen?
I thought it was today, but I could be wrong.
It's a silent auction. It is going today, and the way it works is you put in a bid for whatever amount you want. You do not know what the other bidders are putting in, so you can't compete, and you wait and see at the end of the day, well, at the end of 4 days, whoever the highest bidder is wins. So it goes on for 4 days.
Those are tough ones because it's not like eBay where the highest bidder just pays a little bit over whatever the next highest was. Like if you put like 25K and the next highest is 10K, I'm assuming it closes at 25K, right?
Exactly, but like unlike in eBay, it becomes a competition where you're last second bidding against somebody because it's at XX and you're trying to go XXX, that sort of thing. This one is you put in a bid. Say you put in a bid for $1,000. You're sitting there waiting and hoping that your $1,000. You can't change that bid, incidentally. And there's a certain, I haven't quite figured out exactly what the criteria is. There is a way to enhance your bid, but once you place that one bid, you can't go back in. You have to start with a whole fresh bid. It's kind of odd the way they're doing it. And then they let it run for 4 days. So it's not like you're watching it. Go ahead.
Did you put a bid in?
No, I'm letting it roll out. I want to see what it looks like and how it all comes to play. Besides, that piece by Ron English doesn't really interest me at all. I know Ron English, and I've got a couple of his other pieces. Why they picked him for the first drop, I have no idea. But I think it's because David likes Ron. They have a pretty good relationship. He's been around from the beginning, and he did that kind of, a David Warhol piece, which is typical Ron, English. So I don't know what it'll bring. I can't imagine it bringing a lot, but who knows? Hey, Adriel, I wanted to mention to you too, real quick, you can always use battery-powered devices, battery-powered fans. They even make battery-powered coolers right now. And you could get a lithium-ion battery array that you could plug various devices in, similar to a generator. So that's a potential. And when your electricity comes back on, you charge your pack back up. Anyway, FYI.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, but the power didn't go out, so I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I guess not everybody got affected, or maybe they're going it by year, where if they don't feel like they need to take more power away from someone, then they won't.
Great racing, everyone. Hey, today is Yellow Barcal. If you don't have a yellowback cow, you can sit with us.
You don't even have a yellowback cow. Get out of here.
It's yellow, dude. It has green and yellow. As long as it has yellow in it. There's no pure. Oh, there's a couple pure yellows. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna need to buy one pure yellow.
You don't have yellow. You have dark purple and green and white.
What you talking about?
And I have yellow in my background.
Oh, fuck, a cow. Not a fucking whatever that shit is.
It's a quirklin, okay? Quirklin. Thank you. You're welcome.
Remove that stuff, man. You're not promoting.